Hi everyone, I'm back again for another wrap-up video. This is my February wrap-up video. I managed to read 9 things this month, but it's been quite a busy month, like with uni work and stuff. So most of these are like short things, like poetry collections or graphic novels or whatever. But I'm just going to get straight into it. So first I read 2 poetry collections by Kate Tempest. I read Let Them Make Chaos and Hold Your Own, and I'm not a poetry person really, but these were brilliant. Like, I absolutely loved them. I gave them 5 stars, both of them. So yeah, I look forward to hearing anything else she's done, and I've got Brand New Ancients out of the library that I still need to read, so I'm looking forward to that. Next I read Everything Is Teeth by Evie Wyld, and this is a graphic novel about a girl who has a highly irrational phobia of sharks, and it's kind of like the story of her growing up with that phobia. And so I'm just going to give you a quick example of like the art style in this. So most of it is like black and white with like a bit of yellow, like really pale tones in it. But then other parts of it where the sharks are, like included in the pages, they're a lot more realistic, and it's quite, not this page, but some of them are quite gory. There's a lot of blood drawn, and yeah, so that's a warning for you if you are a bit squeamish. But I gave this one, what did I give it? I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's a really good representation of like an anxiety that one could have, and like how prevalent it is in someone's life when you have that kind of phobia. So yeah, really enjoyed that, and look out for anything else that she does. Next I read Killing and Dying by Adrian Tomin, and I wasn't a huge fan of this. It's basically like a short story collection but done in graphic novel form, and there's different art styles for each story, like only slightly different. And I only really liked a couple of them, so out of 6 I only liked about 2 stories, and so I gave this 2 out of 5 stars because it wasn't awful. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't really my thing. Yeah, so next I finished reading, I've been reading this over the month, Hygge, The Danish Art of Happiness by Marie-Torell Soderberg, and I'm going to do like a separate video on this and another one that I've read, and possibly another one that I'm hoping to get soon, so look out for that. But I really enjoyed this, and I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's published so well, and like the layout of this book is beautiful, and yeah, just a really nice coffee table book. And next I read A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I went to the cinema to see this in the new year with my family, and it made me cry in front of my family in the cinema. I don't think anyone in that cinema wasn't crying, to be honest, but I really, really wanted to read this, and I'd got it out of the library in like just a regular book format. I never got around to reading it, and then after watching the film I needed to get the illustrated version. So it's illustrated by, pretty sure it's Jim Kay, who does the Harry Potter books. Yeah, Jim Kay, he does the Harry Potter books, like the new illustrated editions, and he is such a great artist. Like, illustration I think is quite hard to add to a story that's already known, so I think he did really well. And if you've seen the film, then you'll know that the style of the film is quite similar to how these drawings have been created. So I'm just going to try and find a nice little picture to show you. So here's one of the monster and the main protagonist called Connor. It's a really like sad story, but it's told in such a really beautiful way. If you want to like cry your eyes out and have your heart broken, then definitely read and watch the film of this. And the screenplay of the film, I believe, was written by Patrick Ness, so it's very, very true to the story. And reading this after watching the film was like watching the film again, if that makes sense. It was very true to the book, basically. But I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. And yeah, it's basically his mum is terminally ill, and it's about how he's dealing with the future grief he's going to have to process. So yeah, I recommend this to anyone. And I don't really read a lot of YA, so I'm surprised that I like this so much. So maybe I should try another Patrick Ness. We'll see. If anyone has any recommendations for any Patrick Ness or other YA novels that are similar, please let me know. Next I read Banksy, Wall and Peace, which is a coffee table book by Banksy. It's basically just full of like his different street art, and there's not a lot of writing in it, but next to it he either writes like a little story about that piece of art, or just like some kind of idea that he wants to share. So that was alright. It took me about an hour to read it, less than that maybe, and it's quite like a decent size. So this is actually my boyfriend's, and he's had it on his shelf for ages, so I picked it up just because I fancied reading something quick. Yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Oh, and I almost forgot, I listened to the audiobook of The Wonder by Emma Donoghue, which is a story about a girl in Ireland who hasn't eaten for 4 months, and she and Lib is a nurse who used to work for Florence Nightingale, and she's been asked to come and watch this child along with another nurse who happens to be a nun, and they take it in turns to watch this girl and make sure that she's not actually sneaking food. And it's kind of really harsh in places. She watches this girl for 2 weeks, and over the course of this 2 weeks she grows quite attached to her, and realises perhaps maybe they shouldn't be watching her to make sure she's not eating, and maybe they should be trying to encourage her to eat. But basically it's all about a mystery of why she's stopped eating and how she's surviving without any food, or apparently eating any food. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and I really want to read like another one of her books. I've seen the film Room and I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I'm not a film person really, but that's something that really like hit me in like the feelings, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm maybe going to pick up another one of hers very soon. If anyone has any recommendations, please leave them down below which one I should read. And yeah, that's everything that I read this month. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.